draw the straight line. So it starts by this. It says draw the straight line x plus y equal 10. So we want to draw that line, all right, as well as y equal x. You could do this on the back of your graph. X plus y equal 10. If you see two variables, then do this. If you see two variables and you're supposed to do your line, then do this. Always do that. The moment you have two variables right now, you have to do that. A very easy way to do it is we could say let x be 0. So you could think about x being 0. So watch this, x plus y equal 10. And if x is 0, then we're looking at 0 plus that. So y is equal to 10. Because if x is 0, this is gone. So I remember I said to you, try the zeros first and see if it works out before you try other things. So again, x plus y equal 10. X plus 0 equal 10. Remember now, I'm letting the y equal to 0 this time. And then when the y is 0, I can tell you that x is equal to 10. Check it out. So I have 2 points. One of the points would be 0, 10, and the other point would be 10, 0. So I could use that, all right? So I'm going to show you that. So 0, 10 is right here. That's one of the points. 0 meets 10 there. 10 meets 0 here. So we want to go like that. All right. You draw it off the grid. That's the best way to do it. Draw it off the grid. So that is my line, x plus y equal 10. And normally, I'd advise you to label it. So you want to remind yourself that this is the line where x plus y equal 10. Now let's go for the other thing that they asked us to draw. So the one they said is y equal x, all right? So when you're looking at y equal x, you're looking at a situation where the x value and the y value must be the same. That's why it's called y equal x. Y equal x. That means if x is 5, y is 5. So there is a point called 5, 5 on that line because the y value is the x value. If x is 0, y is 0. There is a point called 0, 0 on this line. If x is 1, y is 1. If x is 3, y is 3. If x is 10, y is 10. But you only need 2 points to draw a line. Remember that we're drawing the line y equal x. One of the points can be 5, 5, and another point could be 0, 0. Another one could be 10, 10. But I'm just using 2. So let me mark off 5, 5. Well, 5, 5 is already touched right there. 0, 0 is right here. So I need to draw a straight line through that. And then we'll get the line y equal x. And I'm just making sure that it connects. All right, there it is. I think I got it. So that's the line y equal x. So I'm going to write on it y equal x. This is the line y equal x, which means that y is equal to x on this line. For every y value, there's an x value. Same. So we have 2 lines there already that they asked us to fit on. Let me know if you guys are fitting on the lines as I am. Or do you understand what we're doing and stuff like that? Can anybody just comment, please, so that I know what's going on? I want to slow down now.
Yes, sir. We're doing it.
All right. Good, 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 good. Thank you for that feedback. All right. So we have 2 lines that we were told here. So you got 2 marks if you to do that. That's what this said. So we just do it. All right. Then now you want to move on to the other part of the question. It says on the same grid. In other words, on the same graph that you have, that 2 things are already on. They want us to do this. What? On the same grid, shade the region which satisfies the 4 inequalities. You could see that they gave us 2 more inequalities. All right. So we had this and this to deal with on our own. And then now they're saying here are 2 more inequalities. So x is greater than or equal to 0, y is less than, y is greater than or equal to 0. So I think the fact that I don't need to draw these lines, you see these 2 lines, I'm not going to draw them because the axis is already drawn. Because you would have already brightened these. Everybody can agree that you already brightened these lines. So what I'm saying is I'm not going to redraw the x or the y axis because those lines are already bright and are there. But let's focus on the part of the question that says shade. So let's shade this one first. All right, let me write it so that you could see what I'm doing. I'm going to shade x is greater than or equal to 0. Then I'm going to shade y is greater than or equal to 0. And then we look at the others. All right. It's this line pointing that way. All right. Going that way, pointing that direction. So it's greater than 0. That's where 0 is on your x-axis, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the right, going to 10. So you're pointing in that direction, right? Now, y is greater than or equal to 0 is actually, look on the y-axis, 10, 5, like you're coming down. Let me just touch it. 10, 5, this is 0 too, you know, on the y-axis. So it's kind of contrary to your thinking. When y is greater than 0, it's pointing up. So look if this is not true, you're pointing up from the 0, which is when y is 0 is the x-axis. Remember, y equals 0, it's the x-axis. And if x is equal to 0, it's the y-axis. So you could see why the shading looked like that. So you shade those going above the x-axis and going to the right of the y-axis. Yeah. So those are the first two. X plus y less than or equal to 10 would be this line. Less than is your shading underneath. So you could see underneath. And when we said shade, we're talking about pointing. So less than means that you're pointing underneath. Remember, I suggest that if you have two, remember again, let me say it, if you have two variables, please read from where the y is. It's the y that really calls the shot. For example, this one, do not read from where x is. I could tell you're going to make the mistake. Read from where y is. So it says y is less than. So we're looking at where y is less than. So that's what we're looking at here. From where the y is less than or equal to. So this line, you're pointing in this direction. All right, let's go. All right, so now, remember again, I said, when you have the two variables, x and y, please make sure that you're reading it from where y is. So in this case, this one here, y is less than, look at where the v is, the point that where it closed down on, so y is less than your shade beneath. If you really start looking now, you're gonna realize that there is one region that everybody points towards. I'm gonna put it in yellow. That is a region where everybody's pointing towards. For example, you would have noticed that this line here is pointing up in it. This line here is pointing down in it. Y equal x is pointing down in it. And even this line here, this line, that line there, it's pointing in that region. So it points to, so these will catch in it as well, going that way. So definitely, this is the region for the solution. Everybody's pointing in that region. Check it out. So this is what this was saying. That's all it is saying. We want to shade a region that satisfies all four inequalities. And we realize we got that region in yellow right there. And we're done. So sometimes I send some little questions like this and they're done.